What's going on, guys? It's me, Jeyzor, and today I thought about maybe making some calligraphy and tell you the story how I started calligraphy. So if you want to do it, you can do it. A problem I have is that I'm using this camera right here, which is a webcam, and my setup under my computer looks like this. So I'm not exactly sure how I will be able to do it, but I will try to find a way to do it. So right now I can't really use a camera because I don't have a camera, so all I have is this webcam, and I can't go to my what is it called? Oh my god, English. Living room. That's what it's called, living room. Oh, learning English 101 with Jeyzor. So yeah, I can't go to my living room, for example, go to the table and record there because I have this webcam. So I have to do it pretty much on my computer table. Yeah. Anyway, I'll start the calligraphy. I'll do my I'll do copperplate script or the alphabet, like capital letters and normal letters, and after I'm done with those, that's probably gonna be the video. Anyway, let's get into it. So the first thing is that the pen I'm using is an oblique pen holder, and the nib is something, I'm actually not sure what it is, but it is a fine nib, and it flexes. The ink is Winsor & Newton Black Indian ink. So here it is. I'm starting off with the alphabet. So what you're seeing right here is some railing issues. Each when the ink doesn't go on the paper properly. So on the paper you can only see like the rails. And that is a problem I have quite a lot. It's probably because I use too much pressure, but I kind of like how the letters look when there are very thick downstrokes. I might be using too much pressure anyway, so maybe I should do like a little bit less pressure so I could actually not get railing issues. It could be maybe the nib, because it isn't like a really good nib, it's just a simple nib I bought from a random store. My calligraphy is joining, I should probably start that now. So what I started first doing was in high school, in like first or second grade in there. I just started doing random scribbles because no one listens to the class, right? So what I did calligraphy, or at the time I thought it was calligraphy, but it wasn't. It was just letters. It was basically cursive, and I did some awful. I mean, if I looked at them right now, I would just look at them and be like, "Oh, that is awful." But that's how I started, and I just thought they were interesting and it looked really cool. So I wanted to continue it, and I just did it with a pencil. I was doing words. I looked up stuff on YouTube, like how do you do this letter, how do you do this letter, and when I saw someone do some calligraphy and I saw a nice letter, I was like, hey, I'll try that. And I remember one of the first words that were actually calligraphy I did was frozen. And the Z in there was like a nice flourish on the Z, and it went like down below the letter. It was looking nice. If I can find it, I'll put an image of it on the screen right now. But if I don't, then well, just take my word on it. It was cool. And I just replicated that and tried to do it myself. And shortly, I mean, it wasn't really that shortly, but I just kept on doing random letters and words on the classes, and slowly I started understanding the down and upstrokes, like when do you do a downstroke, when do you do an upstroke, when is something big and when is something thin. Like I started understanding these things, and I started working on them on my actual lettering. So I was actually kind of doing like a faux calligraphy. And if you don't know what that is basically when you try to replicate the upstrokes and downstrokes with a pencil or something. You just basically do the lettering, and afterwards you do the downstrokes, which are the thick parts on the letters. You do them basically by just doing another line and then filling it in. That's how you do for calligraphy, and that's what I did. And I slowly started getting better at it, and at some point I was like, oh, this is actually very cool. I could actually try getting an ink pen. But I bought Noodleless Ahab. It was a fountain pen, and I remember I was thinking back then. I was thinking, should I get a fountain pen or should I get like a dip pen? Which this pen that I have right here is a dip pen, because you have to dip it all the time. As you can see, I'm dipping it all the time so I can get more ink on the nib. With a fountain pen, you just fill it in and then you can use it for a longer period, like a lot longer, like multiple days maybe, if you don't use it too much. So I got a fountain pen because I thought dipping the pen all the time would be annoying, and I read some things about the difference between a dip and a fountain pen online, and I found out that dip pens usually get a thin lines and thicker downstrokes. Oh yeah, also the thin lines are called hairlines. So yeah, I could get thinner hairlines and thicker downstrokes. And with a fountain pen, you wouldn't need to dip as often, so that's what I went for, because I thought I would get bored of it too fast if I was trying to if I had to dip it all the time. So yeah, when the Noodles help came, I just started doing calligraphy. It was not good looking. Actually, I can show you some pictures right here. You can see these are the first page of this notebook I'm using right now, and it does not look really good. I had no idea how to use pressure. I had no idea how to do anything. I was just doing random words and I had fun with it. But slowly I started learning how to use the pen. I had to use like a weird angle on my hand to get them though, because fountain pens are not the best for calligraphy if you're using your right hand. For left-handed people, they're probably pretty good. For right-handed people, oblique pens are way better, at least from my experience. So yeah, then at some point a few weeks ago, I bought my oblique pen and the nib I have for it, and also the ink I have. And I've been really enjoying it because I feel like the calligraphy I can do is much more smooth, and it looks much better. The thin lines, the hairlines, they are much thinner and it looks so beautiful. I'd recommend anyone, if you want to try calligraphy, just start scribbling on your notebook or whatever. Just start doing random letters. Maybe you can even take a look at my copperplate script that I have right here, and maybe you can try replicating those letters. Don't try to mimic the thick lines yet, just do the lines and try doing them yourself. Like look at how I do the lines and then do it yourself and see what it feels like. At some point when you're comfortable with it, you can try using pressure when you do the downstrokes, and that's how you basically do calligraphy. You just have to learn how to do the letters, and then you have to know when to use pressure, and that's all there is to it. I mean, actually not. You actually have to know that there is you want the letters to be slanted, because that looks better than straight letters. And when they're slanted, it looks I don't know, it looks like more elegant, I guess. And also the optimal, I mean, I'm not exactly sure if it's true, but the optimal slant you want for them to, like the angle you want them to be in, is 55 degrees. I have no idea why, but that's what I've heard, and it does look a lot better when they're at that angle. And I have problems with that still, even though I've been doing this for a long time. I'm not exactly sure how long I've been doing calligraphy. Maybe a year, or 2 years, I don't know, 2 years. Like with a fountain pen or a dip pen. I don't know, it's 1 or 2 years between those, I think. That's going to be it. I'm done with the letters right now. So next up, what I'm going to be showing is this other pen I have. It has a flat nib. Basically, it's used for black letter, which is something I don't know yet. I have yet to learn it, but it's something I would really like to learn, and the only letter really that I can do is the letter T, and you can see me doing it right here. And then something else that I have is the Wigma brush pens, and what I use those for is modern bouncy calligraphy. You can see me here, I write modern in a bouncy style. I'm not really good at using the brush pens yet. They're harder for me than the dip pen, but that's probably because I haven't learned, I haven't used them as much yet. But maybe at some time I'll be able to do a very beautiful modern bouncy calligraphy. Yeah, anyway, that's it. Here's the end result. You can see them a little closer. The resolution is pretty bad. I'm sorry about that. That's all I have. Yeah, that's the letters. Anyway, that's gonna be it. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to comment down below what I should do next, and subscribe if you feel like it. Like the comment, the video, and I'll see you guys later. See ya.